So I got my good mate here, my down south dad, dropping me.
You can call me Pop.
Dropping me off to start the 126 kilometre walk south. Now he tried to slip me a couple sausages, edible ones.
Bottle of wine too if you wanted it, but no, he stuck to his guns.
I can't do it. I can't have a plan B when you're doing something like this. Otherwise, you know, I'll be sitting there going, or maybe I'll just cook up this rice off camera.
What do you currently weigh? Private question, but...
I think I'm 86, yeah.
86?
Yep.
I'm guessing you're going to be low 80s by the time you finish this.
I reckon maybe 3 kilos.
Yeah. I don't reckon you're going to put anything on.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to head off now and have coffee and a bacon egg roll. Probably going to be too much to eat, to be fair. Like, I'll probably get too full. Might give some of it to the dog.
Yeah, righto. Cool, mate.
You enjoy. What do you got for brekkie, mate?
Drink of water and a good look around.
I'll see you at the other end.
See you, mate. Alrighty. So, 126 kilometres. See how I go. See if I can get it done in 3.5 days. The problem is, foraging food can take a while, and you know, when you're doing these kind of kilometres, you really need to put fuel back in the body. So it might take me a while to get, you know, I'm not going to get enough fuel in my body on this trip, so I will be dropping kilos because there's big distances to walk each day, 30 to 40 kilometres. So you need the right fuel for it. Let's go. So here we've got some, it's called stone crop, full of vitamin C. Pretty tasty actually, can be a little bit bitter, but this one, I know I'm not going to see any for the next maybe 10-15 k's, so pick some of this now, chuck it in the pocket, have a little munch on the way. I think this trip's going to be all about just trying to get whatever I can when I can, making sure I've got some kind of tucker in the bag at any one point in time. The problem I'm going to face is I'm not sure how much I can actually consume until it gives me the runs. That's my biggest concern, is you know, eating too much of one thing, and how that can make everything go the other way and drain me of all goods because I'll have the shits. This is Jilba, as the Noongar people of the southwest would call this season, and it's the season of flowering. It's spring, it's birds, it's food, it's bush foods, and this is damn pretty right here. Just above Sugarloaf Rock, looking to the north into windmills and other side of the moon. Nice surf breaks here, and there's whales just jumping out every 10-15 seconds. You see a whale on the horizon just launching. So plenty of bush food around, lots of flowers, everything's in bloom, birds are out. I saw heaps of rabbits this morning, so if I get an opportunity to get a rabbit one of these mornings, that'd be a lifesaver. Stoked. Don't need to go any further than this for a feed. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. So here we've got a whole lot of June spinach. it tastes a lot like spinach. A little bit more bitter, probably way better for you than the spinach you get in the shops though. The secret is just to pick it higher than where you think dogs might have walked along and had a leak in it. Otherwise it'll be extra bitter. Let's go see this whale carcass. Maybe get a couple of fillets. Now one thing you're gonna come across on the Cape to Cape is these slippery little sticks we call snakes. Look, there's plenty of them around, but as you'll see, as soon as I get near him, he's out of there. So it's generally true, they're more scared of you than you are of them. So just give them a bit of room, get a little stick and or make a bit of noise and they'll move along. Just found a really small ockie. I'm one of the people that, after seeing my octopus teacher, can't really eat ockies. And before I even reached in just then into the hole, he was only little, but he wouldn't even get a matchstick for each leg of food. So anyway, before I even reached in to the water hole, he was reaching out to me, just so curious as to what I was, and put one of his little tentacles up out of the water. So this here is coastal pigface, edible flower. You can get water out of the leaves as well. There's a lot of water in them, but I've got water, so what I'm chasing is just the food source in the flowers, and just pocketing some of these. There's bugs all over that one. Just pocketing some of these coastal pigface while I see them. Everything's in bloom at the moment, which is awesome. So you eat the flowers. Doesn't really taste like too much, but look, just when you're trying to survive, you'll eat anything really. So I'll pocket some of those for later, just in case we kind of move out of their microenvironment. Last thing I want to do is just think, oh, I'll get bush tucker later, and you know, do 35, 40 Ks, I'm exhausted, and then I end up in a spot where there's nothing to consume or forage. So just filling up my pockets at the moment as I go, and never taking all of the flowers from one plant, obviously, because it needs to be pollinated. So always leave a couple there. Just about to come across Canal Rocks, a bit of a WA icon, pretty special little spot. We've got a beautiful little bay here with some limestone cliffs at the back. And then over this side we've got some farmland, probably some of the best farmland in WA, for views anyway. And I can see a little natural spring there. Only problem is he's got, pretty sure he runs cattle, so I don't know how clean the spring will be. But yeah, just hit the 20k mark. Not really feeling that hungry at the moment, just been like chipping away at the little bits of bush food I've found. Knees a little bit sore though, and probably going to try and get another 15 Ks today. A big one today. So I'm right on the peak of the low tide at the moment. My best chance to find abalone. I'll give myself 10-15 minutes looking around this area. See if I can find some. And of course watching my back as well for the swell coming in. Get up, you bastard. Boy, it is some wild ocean today. I was just over here and something like double this came through. Tell you what, it's not worth a couple of abalone. Oh, hurting a little bit. Got something going on with the inside of my left knee. So just trying to push through that at the moment. About 8 more Ks today to make it 35. But it's a real pain in the ass niggle. Also, I just came across a girl and her dad doing the Cape to Cape, and she was seeing how it's going, and she offered me a lolly, and I was like, oh, just knifed through my heart how much I'd love a lolly right now. I just said, look, I got my abalone, that's my Cape to Cape lollies, and my bushtucker flowers. How's that for a view? Swell is pumping today, so big. I'm glad I managed to get some abalone, because most of the spots I'd normally use or go to, you wouldn't be able to even access with the swell that big. Pretty exhausted. Just about to hit 35 Ks for today. Really hoping my knee is fine in the morning. It's going to get some massages tonight. So I'm pretty excited to get out all the greens and the flowers I've collected over the day, and obviously prepare and cook up the abalone as well. It's going to taste so good. I haven't eaten anything but a whole bunch of flowers and a few leaves today. But funnily enough, it's got me there. I don't know if the mind's just switching into like survival mode because it knows it's not getting much food, or if, you know, what I have eaten is actually just enough to distract the mind and the body from wanting more. So I don't know, I guess we'll find out the next couple of days. Alrighty, so made it 35 Ks today, absolutely knackered. Got my abalone here, so I need to dice it up and clean it up and cook it. Try and use as little water as I can, and then yeah, just give them a little simmer in the jet boil. I've also got just pockets full of like a pig face, a June spinach, and a few other bits and pieces, stone crop. So yeah, I'll eat these abs and have a bit of a salad and go to sleep. Do it all again tomorrow. Disconnect the ab from the shell. There you go. 15 seconds each side, maybe 30 seconds. Oh yeah, get in there. Get in my belly there. So I've just woken up, day 2. It was pretty hectic with the mozzies last night. I really wish I brought a bit more of a mozzie net instead of a down tarp. But yeah, nothing I can do about that. You just cocoon yourself in the sleeping bag and just give the mozzies a tiny bit of your head to feast on. Offshore easterly winds, big swell, big clean swell. It's gonna be surfers the whole way along the coast this morning. I've woken up surprisingly not hungry. So I had those 6 abalone and some bush greens. I'm feeling alright so far, so. It's so beautiful, some of these parts on the track. Look at this. Stoked to get some abs. Have a couple now, put a couple in a bag and eat them in a few hours. Be good to get a little bit of protein in the belly now for the big day ahead. With abalone, depends on how they feel. You got to tenderize them. You don't have to. Some come out real soft. Oh, that one's pretty soft. We'll do a little tenderization. So funny, I used to hate the taste of abalone until you need it. It's such a great foraging resource to have. Oh, if you cook them right, they're so damn good. If you overcook them, they're no good. The great thing about the Cape to Cape is if you do it in the right season, there's a lot of little fresh streams trickling down from little valleys like this, little rocks, the farmland above. So you can see great source of fresh water. So even if you've got your, put it in a pot, boil it for 10 minutes and strain it through something, or if you've got a life straw, suck it through that afterwards. Laughing. Ate 2 of the bigger ones and got 4 in the bag for when I'm hungry, but hopefully that'll be a tonight thing, because I'm not sure if I'll pass any more abalone spots between now and tonight. Picked up some more snacks. So I've just come across a little patch of I don't know what to call it. It's almost like, well, it tastes like celery. You could call it June celery. I don't know, native celery. Anyway, this is it here. Exactly like celery. Grab a few of those. What do you reckon, dinner? I know some people that would feast on you. I'm not that hungry. Apparently really good eating though. Made it to Gracetown. So all up that's 46 k's so far. Still got another 20 and a bit today. But gonna top up my water in town and then watch these guys surf North Point for a couple of minutes. Oh, so these pedals, I find they're probably a really, really subtle bit of sugar, and if I just keep eating this kind of stuff all day, then it eventually add up. I can taste a little bit of sweetness in there, so the swell's so big today, it's really hard to find a spot to actually throw a hand line in, because it's just all white water and rocks, no rocky pools. So the further I go south, the better chances I'm going to get of having bigger coves, bigger little rock holes, and maybe some fish. Oh, just stopped in at Gracetown, put the feet up at the general store or the bakery. That was tough. Sitting there as people come and go eating meat pies and baguettes. Oh, that hurt. So I didn't hang around for too long, and now I'm walking along the beach at midday. It's pretty warm, bit of a zigzag between the beach and the sand dunes, so hopefully it's predominantly beach just to have that cooler breeze. I love bobtails. What a challenge I've set myself here. Loving it. Not really hating it yet. Just feeling it. Oh, it's good. At least my feet are comfy. The Vivos. I only put these on for the first time yesterday. You don't get sore, you don't get blisters or anything like that, like you would with your normal boots with Vivos. So I'm impressed with how they're handling. No sore feet at the end of the day either, which is an absolute massive bonus. If I see a Marin move in there, oh, it's a dead man, dead Marin. Come on. Wow, it's a full-on cave. Look at the sets coming in out the back. Solid 10 to 12 foot. Jesus. And they're breaking in a spot that doesn't normally break. Absolutely wrecked. 40 k's today. Pretty impressed with what the body's capable of, to be honest. So right now we're in the season of Camberung. So it's, you know, basically the beginning of long, hot, dry days, less rainfall, all your flowers start to disappear. But I'm feeling that at the moment, it's a bit of a late season, and we'd be in the Noongar season of Jilba, which is, you know, all your flowering, your birds floating around, a lot of wildlife activity, and that's what I've seen predominantly on this trip. Flowers everywhere, lots of birds, reptiles out, you know, looking for bird eggs and all the rest of it. So I think I'm in the transition right now, which is fortunate for me, because if I was doing this hike in Camberung, you know, you have a lot more hotter days. You won't have many flowers out at all. They all would have shriveled up and dropped off by then, and just less wildlife out in general, and a chance of wildfires as well. Great change to be in the forest, out of the wind. That easterly's real strong this morning. Be under the tree canopy with the birds. Love it, love a good transition. But it's real quick as well on the Cape. Before I know it, I'll be back slogging away at the 7 kilometre Hamlin Bay beach walk stretch. 12 k's in today, definitely feeling it. real sore shoulders. I don't think my body's recovering very well from the previous day. So just gonna have a little breather. Well, I've still got some shade, and yeah, hopefully get some fish, or a fish tonight. That'd be amazing. That'd definitely help the cause. Oh, don't know what part of my body is getting consumed in order to have energy, but something's taking a hit, that's for sure. Oh. So we're off to a good start on Baranup and Hamlin Bay, because I'm here during the low tide. I know this isn't going to last, but even if I get a couple Ks of hard sand, it's such a game changer from the last time I did it, where it was 7 Ks of just soft sand. Just pulled up to get some water in Hamlin Bay. Thought I'd better take you through my kit, just just so you know that I don't actually have any food. So here we go: shirt, undies, socks, jacket, spare GoPro, charger, life straw. It's my head torch, thermal top, other camera, towel, sleeping mat, sleeping tarp, sleeping bag, pillow. In here I've got fishing gear, haven't used yet unfortunately, snake bites, bandage, an audio kit if I need it, battery bank, water bottle, another water bottle, fishing line, my cooker and stove, rock tape, what do you call them, a tourniquet, 2 knives, spear pole, and then an empty bag in there. And then in the front here I have toothbrush, more camera gear, microphone, firelighters. That's it. I would love it if there was some food, but there isn't. I've made these tracks and take you over every dune instead of working your way along one of them. Oh shit. Oh. Not a whole lot of energy left. Finally come across some samphire, so I'll be grabbing some of this. Oh yeah, pocket some of that for later. Whew. 42 Ks in. Gonna time my little spotter up. I'll run, that's good. Definitely feeling it. A bit exhausted. It's the furthest I've ever walked in one day. Oh. Last little push. Pretty stoked. Campsite was great, except there's a few times the tide came right up with the swell and I thought I was going to get washed away on my little inflatable legs, my little inflatable mat. The mozzies, bloody bastards, brutal. There it is, lighthouse at the end there, middle of the screen. Bring it on. Woof. Body's feeling pretty sore. Still not hungry. This is the start of day 4. Got about 6 k's to go. Well, all up, maybe 10 this morning. I think the biggest thing is, you know, with the short, fast kind of trip I've done, I haven't allowed myself enough time to forage and actually go, you know, fishing and stuff. Because I think if I was to do it again, you know, I'd do it in like 6 days or 7 days and really slow it down and, you know, wait for the right tides. Probably not do it on such a big swell this time, because there was a few times I had a chance to fish, but I was just in no spot where I'd even be able to get the hand line out past the smallest, shallowest waves. So yeah, if I was to do it again, I'd slow it down. This last, like, well, it's been 7.5 k's since I left this morning, but the last maybe 3.5, 4 has just been on top of this hill. I had to get up the hill first. On top of this hill, and just flat, hard sand, dreamy conditions to walk, shaded the whole way, and beautiful orchids that I haven't seen before the whole way as well, which is pretty epic. And if you can see here, the lighthouse. Great source of water just here. These kind of limestone caves, it's like a natural filter system. You can see all the water dripping down. Probably about as tasty of water as you could ever get. And that is a wrap. Oh, I'm so stoked to make it. That was such a challenge. Test of the mind, the body, the spirit, the appetite. It definitely hurt the body, and that's when you know you're doing the right thing. Testing yourself, testing your mind, testing your body, like I said. I've wanted to do this for quite some time. To be able to tick it off right now is, yeah, I was pretty sure I could do it. There's always that tiny little bit of doubt, and I'm just glad I squashed that and made it through and can stare at this lighthouse and go get a bacon egg roll and a 5-litre Gatorade. Oh, better go wash off though before I get in Graham's car. Don't want to have him come all this way to pick me up and then have to deal with the smell. Thanks for watching, legends.